Okay, so this is a jacket that I'm trying to upcycle. It's a size 3X and I am trying to take it down to a size small. It used to be my mother's. I want to wear her favorite jacket. I have no idea what I'm doing exactly. I'm just pinning. Being plus size is quite a bit longer. Now the ideal thing would be for me to cut off maybe 5 inches from the bottom. But there's this giant metal zipper. And I haven't attempted to put a zipper in 30 years. So I'm a little bit intimidated at the idea of putting in a zipper. But it may come down to me having to cut out the zipper, or possibly, now I'm brainstorming here, maybe it isn't a zippered jacket. Maybe it's just a jacket that I could put cut the zipper out and just either hem it down flat or put some type of trim on there. That would be a lot easier. And then I could cut it off to about where the pockets are and it won't be so long. Dress form. It's saving my life. It was a gift for my daughter. Okay, so I turned it inside out. Now this part, I think when I sew it would be kind of nice. It's like a gusset right there. But then as we get down toward the pockets, it's more like a lumpy mess. So that isn't gonna work. And now that I've turned it right side out, you can see where I pinned the arms in. And I watched a video where someone did this with an oversized men's sweatshirt, and they laid their sweatshirt that fit them the way they like over the top of it and then traced it out. That's what I did. So I thought if I filmed in here, it would work out better for you all to see better. But anyway, I still gotta work this out. I like this, and I may just stop maybe at this hem. I'm thinking I gotta cut the zipper out. I really am thinking that. And in cutting out the zipper, I actually wouldn't even have to have this gusset here because I can just cut over on the fabric and make it small. And cut off the bottom. And let me show you the back of it. I don't know, pleats. I don't want it to be too tight in the front or this part isn't gonna lay right. And I kind of feel like the way that let me stand back. The way that I have pinned it on the side here, I think I have to cut the zipper out and see how it's gonna lay. So I'm gonna do that. I'm kind of scared because I don't want to mess up the jacket. It's really thick right here. It's hard for me to get my scissor to go through it. Really? Because this is a very large pocket. It's quite a wide pocket. So I think if I took a couple of inches off and just came down a little bit more, that would be fine. Okay, so now I've got both of the sides of the zipper cut off. It was much faster doing the second side off camera, so I didn't have to worry about staying in frame. But now I will I'm gonna try it on and see, because I'm a little concerned. I'm just telling you my thought process here. I'm a little concerned that maybe I made it too tight toward the bottom. And I think I might need to come out more instead of in more. I feel like it comes in more and that's not gonna work. Okay, so I've got it laid on my dining room table, but I think I'm going to have to take these pins out after all, because I've got this fabric bunching up right here, and I'm trying to even my seams here and here, and as you can see I've got a big gap, so I think it's because of the pinning. So I'm kind of starting from scratch, I guess. I thought I had it all figured out, but because I'm cutting the bottom off, and the lady may have cut the bottom off first in the video that I watched. I may have to go back and watch the video again. But one thing that's good is I did draw a line with chalk. If I have to draw another line with chalk, I'll draw another line with chalk. But we're gonna cut this bottom off and see how it goes. This is the bottom of my pocket right here. And we're gonna maybe come down a little bit more because I have to have enough to make a hem. So probably to about right there. So what I'm figuring out as I go along is that this jacket is not completely even on the ends front to back. And I believe it's because of this pleating in the back. So when I try to line up these seams here, I've got too much excess fabric. And I'm roughly 5.5 inches. I want to make it more like an even 5. An even 5 from the bottom up. Let me see if you're in frame. I want to do like an even 5 from the bottom up all the way around. I think that would be better. And then my pocket is here. That'll give me a little hemline. And you know what I was kind of toying with? But I'm thinking that this strip of fabric here, this roughly 5 inches of fabric that I'm going to have, I can add it as a ruffle attachment at the bottom. We'll see. That's what the people in the video are doing. And I kind of like it, and I kind of don't. Or I should say, I like it on other people, but I'm not sure if I will like it on me. Let's put it like that. So we're just gonna keep going. We're just gonna keep doing the process a little at a time. So I cut the front, and this is the strip that I have. So now that that's the shorter length, that last strip, I kind of felt like I drew the line a little too high, but we'll even it out in the end. And I'll have to reattach this and debate on whether or not I want to add the hoodie back in or not. Well, I ripped the seam so that I could lift it up and take it in. But it dawned on me that now I'm going to have a pucker in the seam because I'd almost have to take it off all the way down to the edge. So I'm wondering if I shouldn't have on the other side just gather the whole thing up. Gather the whole thing up, pin it where I want it, and then just cut through it that way. It might be, I don't want it to make a lump on my shoulder, so I'm not sure which direction to go in with that. Okay, it's the same day, but many hours later. And I had to go out and do something. So when I got home, I pinned it. It wasn't easy. I pinned it on the mannequin. I pinned it laying flat on the table. I think the table finally did it. I did one side on the mannequin and one side on the table. So I think I got the arms and the sides even. And then I'll figure out the bottom part. The front is longer than the back. This coat was not sewn evenly to begin with. And I thought I was the problem, but it was the coat. Also, I forgot to mention earlier that this is actually a hoodie. It has a hoodie on it, or it had a hoodie on it, but I cut the hoodie off. I don't think I'm gonna reattach it. Okay, so my shirt's messy. I got the arms sewed pretty good, I think, and I'm gonna have to even out the bottom at the front. And I have a bit of a problem with the back. I feel like I'm gonna have to maybe put I don't know, maybe a dart in it. And then look how much shorter it is in the back. I thought it was gonna be the other way around, but it's actually longer in the front than it is in the back. Keep in mind, guys, I don't have any skill in this area. I'm just working completely by instincts and the little bit of skill I do have. But yeah, I'm a little concerned about how I'm going to take that in back there. What I decided to do was cut off this back panel because this wasn't very even, the ruffling. It looks even now that I pulled it off, but when it was sewn on it wasn't. And I tried thinking maybe I could put a dart here and maybe come all the way down, but it was just way too much fabric. So I'm going to just reattach this without the ruffles. Most people don't want a ruffle over their rear end anyway. What I ended up doing is just sewing down the middle of the back. And it's a straight line, it's just crooked on the mannequin. And then I had to make a little panel right here to give me more length for this panel down here, because the length was way off from the front. And now I'm only 1.25 inches difference, and I can hem it up more because I didn't want to run out of pocket. So I got these pockets here, but now if I just come up a little ways, I'll still have plenty, the full pocket length. And then me doing that, the panel in the back, I have now made it even in the front again. Because I don't know if you remember before, but it was kind of like that when I was holding it together. And now just naturally, the two seams meet now, falls together again. It's not 100% like a professional would do. And it really stretched my skills. But it's done, and I can wear it. I went from a size 3X to a small. I changed the ruffles out the back and made it straight. And yeah, I'm happy with it. I wish I could have did a little bit better on the bias binding at the bottom. That was really tough. I got a string to cut. That was the hardest thing ever, but it's done. It's done. Oh, it felt like 1,000 years, but it's done.